For a developing society like ours, infrastructure development must be placed on the front burner by any government. On this week's episode of Impact Yobe, we focus on the efforts of the Buni administration in infrastructure development in Yobe State. My name is Mark Otabo. Welcome to the program.
In Gujuba local government, APC scored the highest.
Winners have been announced in the just concluded Yobe State local government elections. Electoral officers say the results are true reflection of the vote cast and they are the wish of the people. The chairman of the Yobe State Independent Electoral Commission briefed journalists on the final results.
Now, conclusively, the APC has won all the 17 seats of the local government election in Yobe State.
The state governor, Mai Mala Buni, talked about the importance of local government autonomy.
I am not opposed to local government autonomy. When I came on board in 2019, my concept was to give autonomy to the local government. Unfortunately, about 6 out of the 17 local governments that we have in Yobe State can't even pay their salaries. So the wisdom behind this joint account, complementing the efforts of the local governments with the states working together in executing some projects, is an idea that is, I think, muted out of these shortfalls.
Now that the local government elections are over, voters are expecting good governance at the grassroots levels from the newly elected officials. Taking oath of offices are the newly elected 17 local government chairmen at the Art and Culture Center, Damaturu. They will pilot the affairs of the third tier of government for the next 3 years. After taking the oath of office and signing all required documents, Governor Buni gave his speech.
We are here today for the swearing into office of the newly elected local government council chairman after a very peaceful, successful and rewarding election. The just concluded local government council election has no doubt demonstrated the commitment of our administration to entrench and nurture democracy in the local government councils and to bring government much closer to the people. Let me use this occasion to commend the Yobe State Independent Electoral Commission for organizing a credible, free and fair exercise, giving every candidate and political party the opportunity to participate and ensuring that no voter is disenfranchised.
The governor charged the elected chairmen to be fair, just and transparent in discharging their respective responsibilities.
You are also advised to promote transparency and accountability in handling local government finances, assets and equipment. Ensure government properties are always reflected in handing and taking over notes. Maintain contract register to facilitate monitoring and evaluation level stages of work and its corresponding expenditure.
The people of Yobe State at the grassroots levels are anticipating the dividends of democracy to be delivered as the new council chiefs settle down to work. Bunigere community and its neighboring villages have been targets of Boko Haram attacks. Its critical infrastructure has been consistently vandalized and all hopes of rebuilding got lost. In the post-insurgency era, government, non-governmental organizations and well-spirited individuals have contributed their quota in the development of Bunigere village and other communities.
To irrigate them.
Access to potable water has been the major challenge for the affected communities, but the Yobe State government has provided them what they desperately desire. The construction of this water plant project is stationed in Bunigere community. Governor Mai Mala Buni inspected the facility and was quite pleased with the development.
And I'm satisfied with the level of work I just saw. And, you know, what matters is to have value for our money.
He also gave strong assurances that all communities will also enjoy water supply.
What we are trying to do is to link up all the communities here, because we know how difficult it is to get water here at Bunigari, Bunyadi, and other villages. So this 300 cubic meters per day will serve the purpose. So we're highly delighted with this, and of course the completion period which we set we have already specified, and we are just being assured that it will be ready as specified.
After completion, the water plant project is expected to produce 3,000 liters every day for the benefiting communities.
It is a pleasure to have you join us on the interview segment on Impact Yobe. Today I have my guest, and of course he's the Commissioner for Works in Yobe State. He's none other but Honorable Umaru Wakil, FMSE. Good to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Honorable, very quickly, I would want you to quickly highlight to us some of the overview functions of the Ministry of Works in Yobe State.
Alhamdulillah, Yobe State Ministry of Works is one of the ministries that is saddled with the responsibility of providing the massive infrastructure that is needed for any government. That is construction of roads, and we have so many types of roads like township roads, rural roads, and that the highways, and also construction of bridges, waterways, construction of dams. These are some of the projects that is the responsibility of your Ministry of Works.
Okay, I know some of these projects you've mentioned, a lot of them are very capital intensive, quite very enormous when it comes to funds. So how has your ministry been able to secure funds and you know, carry out some of these projects without having to go through any kind of rancor?
You know, funds is one of the ministry is one of the more capital intensive ministries that use funds for its project. To construct 1 kilometer of road, you know how much it will cost. Alhamdulillah, we are the governor of Yobe State, Honorable Maimala Buni, was very patient and very generous with the ministry. After going all through the ESCO recommendations and approvals, we get our funds so that we kickstart all the projects that we have proposed inside the budget. Okay. So we work within the budget, but whenever we need funds, we go through the Executive Council, and the governor in his magnanimity try and see that all these funds are provided for these projects.
All right. Now, Honorable, I know that when it comes to the Ministry of Works, there is one concern, abandoned projects. People always talk about it. Sometimes the Ministry of Works carry out some projects, they don't finish it up, they stop, they start a new one. And how has your ministry been able to manage this crisis with completing abandoned projects before taking on new projects? Has it been very easy with your ministry? And you might want to share a bit of information in regard.
Mr. TVC, I can assure you in Yobe we don't have any abandoned projects. Yeah, I think you have gone around the state and you can see that we don't have any abandoned road projects. All our projects, some are completed and some are ongoing. And we hope by the end of this year, all the projects that we have proposed for now, we are going to complete them before taking up new ones. Okay. Yes. So in Yobe, we don't have any abandoned projects.
Okay, currently. Yes. All right, can you give us a bit of overview with, you know, some of the township roads, especially the rural areas? Because I know that there's always challenges regarding that part of every state where indigents of those states would always say that the Ministry of Works don't pay attention to them, they only pay attention to urban cities. So you might want to give us a bit of your program with the rural areas.
Starting with the township roads, right now we have ongoing projects in 4 major urban areas of the state. Okay. That is Damaturu, Potiskum, 5, Guru, Gashua, and Gaidam, currently going on. each of these local governments, we are constructing not less than 5 kilometers, with 10 kilometers here in Damaturu. Now they are ongoing. And we have proposal for all the remaining local governments, 3 kilometers in each of these local governments. Already we have completed a number of roads and drainages in this some of these local governments. Like in Bunyadi, we have constructed about 6 kilometers of road and 12 kilometers of concrete drain. We have constructed 3.7 kilometers in Damagum, the headquarters of Fune local government. We have constructed 3.2 kilometers in Babangida, the headquarters of Tarmoa local government. We have constructed about cumulative 11.3 kilometers in Potiskum, with 22 kilometers of drainages. We have constructed about 10 kilometers in Guru, 8 kilometers in Gashua, 8 kilometers in Gaidam. So all these things, you see that the township roads, we are very much in tune with the needs of the people. Okay. Because these township roads, they reduce the storm water that is coming from the houses. Right. Yes. And the other segment of all the 17 local governments of Yobe State, we have 17 local governments. All these 17 local governments were connected with a third road from that local government headquarters to here, Damaturu. Wow. All the 17 local governments, they are connected with third roads, that is asphalt road from their local government headquarters to here in Damaturu. Talking of other aspects of roads like the rural roads, we have completed a number of kilometers of roads in the rural areas. Right now, we have a lot of projects going on in the local in the rural areas. We have 18 kilometers of road from Toshia, from Bukarti to Toshia. Bukarti is in this is in Yunusari local government. We have 16 kilometers from Kukuri, Chukuri, Adawasa in Nangere local government. We have 10 kilometers in Badi local government, that is from Chumbusko to Tagali. We have 4 kilometers in Karasua local government, that is from the Guru highway to Karasua Galu. We have 16 kilometers from Guru to Bulongwa, then another 32 kilometers from Bulongwa to Kumaganam. Everybody who knows Kumaganam will tell you that going to Kumaganam is even here in Yobe, let alone you who comes from other parts of the country, if you are asked to go to Kumaganam before, okay, you have to prepare yourself well. But I assure you now, from Guru to Kumaganam, it will only take you 40 minutes. Wow. to reach Kumaganam. Already we are finished with the first layer of the laterite. We are now on the second, that is the base material before the asphalt. And this Kumaganam road is part of the Trans-Saharan route. Okay, Trans-Saharan. Trans-Saharan route. Okay. It's a road that traverses the northern part of Yobe State. That is right from Kanama in Yunusari local government, that is the headquarters of Yunusari local government. Then it will go to Kafia, to Yunusari, to Yuspari, to Karasua, then to Maimalari, then to Kumaganam. Already we have constructed the 125 kilometers from Kanama to Yuspari. Right now we are constructing 48 kilometers from Guru to Kumaganam. That is only that remains in that Trans-Saharan route is only 65 kilometers, which we hope to award towards the end of the last quarter of the year. So this is a very important road. I already told you that it traverses the northern part of the state. And you know, this northern part of the state is a border, all these local governments border Niger. And you know the trade that is going on between Nigeria and Niger. It makes it easy for all this trade to be carried out between Nigeria and Niger. Absolutely. Yeah, so in another road that we are doing is in Fika local government, from Fika to Maluri. Okay. This is a road that since the creation of state, all the governors that govern the state, they will put it in their budget. It's a 22.5 kilometer road because of the nature of the area, they have a lot of erosion there. So there are a lot of streams and all these things. They find it difficult during the rainy season to come out. Since the inception of the state, all the governors will say Pikamalori, they will put in the budget. They actually, it was this time around that we awarded this contract. Right now, the road is about 50% completion. So you can see the extent of the commitment of the governor and the commitment of the government of the state for now.
All right, Honorable, you have actually given a very broad explanation regarding some of the construction, which is quite very, very encouraging. But quickly, I want you to also take us through your interface with contractors, because over time, all over, contractors can be very difficult to deal with. You give them a timeline, sometimes they don't meet up the deadline. You know, you always have to want to, sometimes even some governments would strip them of that contract and give it to somebody else to carry out. How has your interface with contractors been in Yobe State lately?
Actually, all governments have problems with contractors. Absolutely. Since we are going around, you can see some of these roads, like even this from Kano to Maiduguri. Now, the road was awarded since the time of Obasanjo. That is 2005. Up to now, this road is under construction. So you can imagine that. But here in Yobe, we have similar problems. There are some contractors that we have to revoke the contract because of non-performance, because we cannot tolerate non-performance. The governor gave us the go-ahead that any contractor that is not performing, let us just terminate the contract. And you know, we cannot terminate the contract without going through the Ministry of Justice and going back to the Executive Council. All the nitty-gritty, we do it, then we terminate the contract. But generally speaking, since we have a robust way of picking our contractors, we find it even easier to interface with them because of that robustness of our choice of the contractor. Because the governor, the deputy, all the other pressure groups, they don't interfere on the person that we are going to give this contract. Right. It just has to be the right contractor. Right. And there are so many stages that the contractor should go through before being awarded this contract, especially with this BPP, Bureau for Public Procurement. You know, they have a lot of check and balances that all the contractors go through. So actually we don't have much problem with these contractors because of that procedure. So the ones we have problem, we just let them know that if they didn't perform, we are going to revoke the contract. Alhamdulillah, for now, we don't have any problem with our contractors. We are working smoothly with them, and inshallah, we hope they will deliver before the completion period of their time period. Okay.
Now, Honorable, now that you've highlighted some of the challenges with contractors and how you deal with them, I would also be interested to know how contracts are scrutinized by the Ministry of Works. Yeah, I think it would be important for us to also have an idea of what procedures comes into place for contracts to be actually approved by the Ministry of Works to carry on the job. Yeah,
when a project is being proposed, you know, this proposal will come from the budget. Anytime the budget is being prepared, they will ask us, which projects do you want us to put in the budget? Because they want to plan so that the resources that are coming can cater for these projects. So from there, we identify all the places that we want to work on. After that one, our technical committee will go around and produce a design of that project. Then we present it to the government. Then the government will say, okay, let us go ahead and advertise it. The advertisement is with the BPP. They are the ones who are going to advertise that project. They have to advertise in at least 3 national dailies, at least, so that all contractors will come and bid. After
so you make it like a fair instance for them to come.
Every contract that is more than 250 million, we have to advertise it in the national daisy. That is the edict that established BPP. Okay. Maybe you can have with them, but they really scrutinize these projects. Okay. So after that, we go to the ESCO, they give us approval, then we come and select the right contractor. After selecting the right contractor, we will go to the ESCO, then we come and award it.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable. But before we finally round this off, I want to understand how you've been able to adopt the use of technology into the Ministry of Works, because I know that at this point in time, we have to start competing with world standard in carrying out our duties. So how has the use of technology been infected in your ministry so far, and how have you been able to walk around these new innovations with world standard now?
Yeah, the world is changing.
Absolutely.
And as the Ministry of Works and all this construction of roads, you cannot leave it back on this aspect. On our surveys of road now, even now if you are sitting now from here, you can survey any road from every nook and corner. So we have those machines that can do that. We go to the site physically to check, but from here we have our machines that can do that. Right. And you know, this the machinery now for the lane of asphalt, the production of asphalt, they all go digital instead of manual. Before, we have our asphalt plant in Katarko, which was vandalized by the Boko Haram. That one is a manual one. We have one in Potiskum, which that is servicing us for now. Okay. And we already have, the governor has given us the approval to purchase a digital one, which are going to install here in Damaturu. Okay. So inshallah, we are going digital, and we are going to use the new technology in construction of our roads.
All right, Honorable, very quickly, before we finally round this off, are there anything more you think we should know concerning the Ministry of Works? Because obviously you've touched on quite a number of areas. If there's any other areas you feel we should know about, I think it would be nice for us to find out from you, being the Commissioner of Works in Yobe State. Yeah,
one aspect which we didn't talk about is the construction of bridges.
Okay.
And culverts. Finally. And you know, there are communities that they don't need even this your road if they are not going to get it in time. Right. But the bridge is very, very important, because that stream is one that is not allowing them to come to the towns. Okay. So we have this type of bridges, like now in Gaidam local government, there is one village, Kayeya, which is on River Yobe, that we constructed a bridge there, just for the local community to be crossing. We have planned to build the road from Gaidam to Gumsa. It's a 40-kilometer road. So you can see the road, the distance is much there. Okay. So instead of waiting for the construction of the road, we constructed the bridge to ease the transport problem, the transportation problem of these communities. Like in Bulani local government, we have similar projects. So these are some of the intervention projects that we do. We just go and construct bridges and these big culverts for the communities, just to be using them to cross over. Then later on, we come and do the roads. Because like this road from Buni to Bularafa to Teteba. First, we constructed all the culverts and the bridges because of the nature of the area. Then we come back, we constructed road from Bularafa to Teteba. That is about 8 kilometers there. We connected these bridges. What remains for us now is only 13 kilometers to Bulani. Okay. Already from Buni to Bularafa, we have to Bara, we have a third road. From Bara to Teteba, we have a third road. What remains now is only that 13 kilometers to Gulani. And Gulani is a border town that borders Gombe State, because from Gulani, you can see the light there in Ashaka. That is the cement factory in Ashaka. So these are some of the things that the state government is working on. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable. But lastly, finally, I'm very concerned about farmers. You know, there's always this challenge with farmers being able to carry their farm produce to towns because they need to sell. Sometimes due to bad roads, some of these things, some of these harvested crops get spoiled on the road. Sometimes they don't even get it to the main cities because of the road problem. How has your ministry been able to walk around this challenge with having farmers have easy access to carry their goods from the farm to cities, to towns, to actually do business easily?
I think that is because of this problem you are highlighting. Yeah. That's the main problem that motivated the State Governor, Honorable Maimala Buli, to award for the construction of these bridges. Good. Because with the bridges, the farmers can transport their goods to and fro. And it is this problem of farmers that motivated him to construct rural roads like that of Toshia, Masaba, Maluri, even Chukuriwa and Tagali. Okay. So all these are rural areas and they are agrarian areas. Yes. So I assure you it was this problem of agricultural products that motivated him to see that he constructed roads in these areas.
All right. Honorable, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's been a wonderful time on the show with you. All right, you heard it from the Honorable Commissioner himself, Honorable Umaru Wakil, FNSE, talking about all the breakthroughs they've had with the infrastructure in the state. Remember, infrastructure is the bedrock of any society. Without infrastructure, it will be very difficult for business to thrive. It will be very difficult for the economic, prospect of the state to actually gain momentum as it is right now. Thank you very much. And remember, he also highlighted that the agrarian areas is also experiencing some development coming on with construction of bridges, because that is the only way farmers can be able to take their farm produce to towns, to cities, to do business easily. Well, that's the much we can take on the interview segment on Impact Yobe. Thank you for watching so far.
And that's all we have for you on this week's episode of Impact Yobe. Don't forget to join us next week for a fresh edition of the program. My name is Mark Otabo. Goodbye.